Okay, let's have a look at this question here. So it's basically where do the two meet? Though I think the minus here is really tempting me to say 4y equals 3x plus 13, which means 16y squared, if I square both sides, equals 3x plus 13 squared. So if I was to multiply this equation by 16, I would get 16x squared plus 16y squared plus 96y, and then I think that's minus 256, isn't it? 16 by 16? It's like the hexadecimal numbers. So 16x squared plus 16y squared plus 96y minus 256 equals 0, and then you can sub that in. So you get 16x squared plus 3x plus 13 squared, and then 96y. Actually, what I'll do is a little sneaky thing here is you note that 96 is 24 times 4. So you can say that instead of 96, it's 24 times 4. So you can replace that with 24 times 3x plus 13 minus 256 equals 0. So that's 16x squared plus 9x squared plus 78x plus 169 plus 24 times 3, which of course is 72x, plus 24 times 13, which is 312, minus 256 equals 0. So that's 25x squared, and then plus 150x. This is looking good. Oh no, that's at 169. Yeah. Plus 225 equals 0. So that becomes x squared plus 7x plus 9, isn't it? Did I do that right? Yeah. Oh, 6x. That's better because that means it's x plus 3, which it should be because it's a tangent. So it means the x is minus 3. And then you can sub that in to get y is 1. So let's test this out. 3 times minus 3 is minus 9. Minus 4 plus 13 is indeed 0. And then 9 plus 1 plus 6 minus 16 is indeed 0. So, yep, that satisfies both of them. So that's the point P. So let's clear this off. P is minus 3, 1. P is minus 3, 1. Write down the distance from the center of the circle to a chord of length 6 of the circle. Okay, so I'm going to need to clean this up a little bit. This is going to be x minus 0 squared plus y minus plus 3 squared. So that'll be x squared plus 6y plus 9. So that'll equal 5 squared. So it looks like the circle is like this. 1, 2, 3. Uh, 0 minus 3, so that would be here, and then it goes up to 5. So it's going to be, I'm not going to quite fit it on the page, but anyways, it's looking like that at 0 minus 3, radius of 5. And then our point, that must be minus 3 there. No, because there's minus 3, 1, so it's not really great. Not really great. Yeah, so here at minus 3, 1 is our tangent. Okay, that's P. And this is the 0.0 minus 3. And we're looking for, write down the distance from the center of the circle, so that's here, to a chord of length 6 of the circle, and hence or otherwise find the slope of the two lines through P from which the chords of length 6 are cut off. Well, okay. Write down the distance. Okay, so we need to make a chord of 6. Now, have I done something wrong here? Because, oh no, the chord is of length 6, and this has a diameter of 10. So it goes from 0 to 10. So if you draw like a parallel line here, there's going to be some line in between here that will have a length of 6 units. So that means that would be 3 units. And they want this here. And that's 5 units. So is it just 4? Is that it? Write down the distance from the center of the circle to a chord of length 6 of the circle, and hence or otherwise find the slope of the two lines through P from which chords of length 6 are cut off by the circle. Okay, well, firstly that's a 4, so the distance is 4. Okay, so now what do we want? Let's draw this again. Okay. And then the P is here. Write down the distance from the center of the circle to a chord of length 6 of the circle, and hence or otherwise find the slope of the two lines through P from which chords of length 6 are cut off by the circle. Oh, so like it's a line here and a line here. Maybe? I'm not sure. But it's a perpendicular distance question, is it? This last one has me thinking quite a bit. It's a tricky one. Write down the distance from the center of the circle to a chord of length 6, so that's 4. And hence or otherwise find the slopes of the two lines through P from which the chord of length 6 are cut off by the circle. So if that's a chord 6 here, I guess it's this, but the only problem is there's another answer over here, so I'm feeling like, and why can't there be more answers? Like why couldn't it be? Why couldn't it be like a chord of 6 is like here, you know? So I must be misunderstanding something to narrow it down. Find the slope of two lines through P from which chords of length 6 are cut off by the circle. So they want many chords of length 6? Okay. So if that's the P, we want like a line here. Huh. I don't know. I'm really having trouble visualizing this. I'm starting to think that I'll need to graph this one. But obviously, if I was a student doing this question, I don't have the luxury of having a graphing tool. So I'm going to have a think for a minute or two. Okay, so I paused the video there for like 20 seconds, and I think the act of not speaking has given me the chance to think about it, because I was able to kind of visualize in my mind. I think what they're getting at is that this line here, it's a chord of 6. If you can imagine it swinging around until it hits P. So, it's kind of like, there's the circle, there's P, and this gets swung around like that. So that's still a 6, but it passes through P, and you could have swung it around the other way. So I'm guessing that there's 2 answers here when you solve this. You could find the equation of this line that passes through P, and you want to make sure the perpendicular distance is 4. So let's do that. Make sure the perpendicular distance is 4 for the center of the circle to the line, and make sure it passes through P. So the equation of this line would be y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. That's y minus 1 equals mx plus 3m. So that's mx minus y plus 1 minus 3m equals 0. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, mx plus 3m, mx minus y plus 1 minus... Oh, did I make a sign mistake? I'm getting tired. Mx minus y plus 1 plus 3m. Phew. Okay, glad I got it there, not later. The perpendicular distance has to be 4. So, and the center of the circle is 0, 3. So that would be m times 0. Center of the circle is 0 minus 3. So m times 0 minus 3 plus 1 plus 3m over the square root of m squared plus 1. Okay. And then we know the story here. Cross multiply and square. So we'll square in a moment. 4 root m squared plus 1 equals, and then that will be 3m plus 4. Now I'll square. That's 16m squared plus 16 equals 9m squared plus 24m plus 16. And now here comes the quadratic. So that's 7m squared minus 24m. Oh, that's nice. The 16s cancel. So that would be m comes out, and that leaves me with 7m minus 24 equals 0. So m equals 0 or 24 over 7. So you could draw a horizontal line here, and that should have a 6 chord length, or you could draw one here, and that should have a 6 chord length. The horizontal line, maybe that's worth checking manually, because we know that it's centered on the y-axis. Oh, of course, if that's minus 3 and it's symmetric, then that would be 3, and that would make that 6. So, you know what, maybe I won't check this on the software tomorrow, because I actually feel like it's right. The fact that that worked out nicely at the end. So 24 over 7. I could do a bit of a sketch here to check if that's of length 6, but that'd be a bit messy actually. It's not as nice as the first one. Yeah, okay. You know, that was kind of a tricky question to understand. I think this is where a diagram, if one was provided, would have made our lives so much easier. But There you go. It's good to do these tricky ones, especially when it's late and you're tired. All right. Okay, let's leave it there.